TermWeb is compatible with SDL Trados Workbench. That means that the terminology in TermWeb is accessible from within the workbench. In this case, we will translate the sentence "Beware of the pig, bad wolf," said the pig, from English to Swedish. Synchronization is handled through the TermWeb Term Integrator module, which is installed in the client where you have your workbench, and the settings that you can use is how often the synchronization will be done, the address on which the TermWeb is on the web, as you can see here, and the dictionary or section that you would like to synchronize with. Now, as you can see, here is the sentence, and in TermWeb we have all these terms translated into Swedish, amongst other languages. So let's start with the translation. From within Workbench, I open, and you can now see that the terms are recognized and marked, and the terminology is now, the only difference is that the terminology is now accessible from TermWeb. So I can continue to do with my translation. Soup för elaka. So as you can see, I translate in exactly the same manner as before. So to me, it seems that everything is exactly the same as working from Workbench. Now let's update the terminology, and let's call the wolf Supervari instead of just Vari. I do this in TermWeb. So I edit my concept wolf. I edit the Swedish term, this is why I select it. I edit, and I call it Supervari. I save, and I save again. Now I have changed my concept to, or the translation of my concept to the Supervari in Swedish. And let's now see how to synchronize. Normally, if in this case, I would normally wait for a minute and then synchronize. But in my case, I can also trigger it by just pressing on the Save and Restart Services button, because I don't want to wait. So let's press on this one. This is also very useful because it allows the translator to go offline, work with the translations as normal, and then when in need, simply connect to the web, start the term integrator client, and then just push the button and trigger the synchronization. Now, as I updated my terminology, I'm back in this sentence, and I will just translate it again to see that the terms wolf have been updated. I open exactly as we did before. Soup för elaka Supervari. So you see now that the terminology, when I updated it in TermWeb, it is now updated also in the memory. This is very useful now because it allows translators to have the latest copy of the terminology directly from within the workbench, even if they are placed all over the world, as they are synchronized with the central terminology in TermWeb. At the same time, the terminology in TermWeb is administrated and approved by a group of administrators and accessed to other users from within the TermWeb. So we have different groups using the same central standardized terminology at the same time.